I'm a reviewer, so let the reviews be joined. Hello once again everyone, your friend Dynabot here for another video review. And as you can see, this video we're going to look at Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron. Now, this guy is just awesome. I cannot put enough words to describe how much I love this bot. I picked this guy up actually from my local True or Toys R Us with a little story behind it, which is pretty funny and everything. When I was out with my family that morning, and we had stopped at True, and I went in there just thinking, there ain't gonna be nothing in there. I went in there by myself. I figured be in there just a couple of minutes. Went in and went right to where the toys are of Transformers, and there he was sitting there, along with the Armada version of this exact same mold. Now, I was giddy. I was like, yay, I'm getting this guy. But then I realized I didn't have my discount card with me. So I went up to the front, took him up to the customer service desk, and I asked, could you guys hold this spot for me for, just a little bit, let me run home and get this. And they said they would. They said they didn't normally do that, but they would. And I went home and got back home, and my wife and the kids, my wife and one daughter stayed at home. My other daughter wanted to come back with me. On the way back, we actually got in a little fender bender on the way there. Nothing serious, nobody was hurt or anything, but it dented up the fender on our car, but that was the other person's fault at the time. So they fixed it up. It took about a week to get our car fixed, but we got it all back and everything. But eventually, after the paperwork and all that was done from the accident, did finally get up there and managed to pick this guy up. So, I still came out happy with picking this guy up as well. Cost me a fender, but, it was worth it for this guy. But enough of that. Let's get right into the review here. Right off the bat, let's look at his accessories that come with him. He comes with his card, which is basically from the the Legends game. Nice G1 art, very cool. Even though basically this isn't his body that they're using for this, and then of course his instructions, which, like the other videos I've said with the Combiner Wars and the reviews and stuff, that I really like the way they've drawn these out. It's very well done. I mean, the art they use for it gives it a lot better detail to it. But enough of this. Let's look also at his accessories. He comes with this big rifle, which you don't expect Megatron to have a gun at any point. But like if you've seen the reviews on Silverbolt and Optimus Prime, his gun's the same way. It does separate. He pulls apart right there, and you got two little guns that you can actually mount on the tank mode. You flip it around, and right here on the top you got these two ports right here that you can put it on. You can put it in, they're the same size, so you can put them on either way. You basically have like you could use this like a regular machine gun like you'd see on a tank, and this is like a little missile pod, or you'd have as a radar or whatnot, whichever how you want to do it. But all in all, very cool design. Now let's look at Megatron himself. Besides, we'll just leave these on here for now. The detail work on this Megatron is just superb. It's the best way I can describe it. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, I love the paint and everything on him. The turret works really well. It spins. You can pretty much go all the way around with it. Full 360. Only downside to the turret in tank mode is that it cannot raise and lower. If they'd given it just a little swivel right here where it could do that, it'd been good. But even without it, it's still real cool. Also, what's really cool about it is the treads. It's got 4 sets of treads, on each side, and they're rubber. So I'm not sure how well this is going to work on camera, but as you can see, they roll really well. I mean, it's awesome. This is one of the best parts in my book of the figure. This is, once again, this is the underside, by the way. You do see the robot parts like his head and that, but you do see that on all figures. I mean, look at that rubbery tank treads. Awesome. Just awesome. Now, one thing about the figure that's the one downside to this in my book is this back piece here. This is supposed to, it shows the instructions for you to sit here, which you can. It pegs right in, which mine is kind of off a little bit, but that's nothing I'm going to worry about right now. Instructions show you can post it there. You can set it there if you want to, and you can also bring it up and kind of peg it into the back here, just to kind of cover up that back piece and give it a little bit more clearance there. Which, why is my guy not sitting right? Let's see. Well, won't worry about it. I'm not worried about it right now. That's probably why I ain't got it flat. So bear with me on that. I thought I'm not being too straight, but the only downside with this is that when you put it here, you can't turn a turret at all. Nothing really too wrong with that. I mean, this piece here it's your choice. I kind of like having it down to here. It's just to get it up out of the way. But it's still pretty cool. Now it does have also has a firing missile for the tank, which all you do is press this red button here. Let me get my hand out of the way. Apologize for that. And fires real well. Not a problem. You just can plug it back in. The turret can also be shortened if you want a smaller turret like this to make it a different type of tank. Pull it out that far and it goes all the way out. But this is mostly for the transformation on that. One last thing. He does have Minicon ports. Most of this work, because with this mold working with the Armada Megatron mold for it, it has a total of 4 ports for Minicons. I'm straightening this up back here because one port is here. You have one here. You have one here on top of the turret, and you got basically 2 here on each end. I got a few Minicons here. I can show you. Just plug them in, and I'm just going to stick them on here. There's Swindle from Starscream. Got Commentor here from Jetfire. We'll just take Sparkplug from Prime and plug him in back here. And then, of course, I went ahead and grabbed Leader 1 from Megatron just to add him into it. But you can plug him in and basically give Megatron more power if you wanted to, in that sense. Even though the Minicons aren't involved in this type for this mold, but still. Pretty cool little addition. We'll just move these off here, because now we're going to look at his transformation. You can go ahead and take the guns off here. Like I said, I keep my piece back here so it's normally easier. You start by, basically I'll flip this over to show you. You can grab basically here on the turret and basically pull it apart. Well, wait, almost forgot the piece here. You gotta wedge it off here. I apologize for that. Kind of pull up and out. Just there. And when you do so, you just flip this over. Well, I'm getting this out of order a little bit. Because I'm forgetting about this turn here. You can swing a turn out of the way. Swing this section, which I can't do that. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm getting this all out of whack here because I'm forgetting about the body there. But you can go ahead and straighten his legs out like so. You basically pull this section down in here. Nice ratcheting joints there, which will give him his feet. Next part, we will go ahead and separate this, flip these back like so, and you can go ahead and slide these down on these little brackets here, which I am out of focus. I'm sorry for that. I keep forgetting how low this camera sits. I'll flip this back. You pull these the treads down, flip them back around, like so. And you actually slide them up, and they will fasten together like so. You then, I'm going to go ahead and raise this up, so bear with me a moment, please. There we go. Okay. I keep forgetting how low this tripod sits. You will then unpeg joints there, and you pull these out and out. This will allow you to pull this piece up and flip it over and peg it in. That's basically his crotch piece. Allows you to straighten up his legs. Right here, you can on the arms, you pull this piece up, revealing his fist. On his turret or his cannon, you flip it around. You can actually go ahead and slide it down. You also, before you get all that far, you need to rotate it around first and then bring it around. But you also need to get this panel here and pull it up to reveal that fist on that side, which reveals his main body. You then flip this panel down, straighten up his head, and get that back right. And there's Megatron in his robot mode. And as you can see already on mine, he's got the Autobot symbol on him. If you know your comics and Mortem UCI and RID of IDW, he's currently an Autobot. It gives you a little sticker sheet where you can put these stickers, and it gives you these Autobot and Decepticon logos that you can put on them, and I applied the Autobot just because this one's going to be basically during the Combiner Wars. He is an Autobot, so whether he stays that way or not, we'll see in the future. All in all, this guy is really, really cool. The head sculpt is really nice. Nice G1 look to it. It does rotate a little bit, or all the way around. It does got a little bit of up and down to him. It's got these ratchets here, which allows you to, of course, swing his arm all the way around. You got the joint there in the elbow. Strong ratchet joint there. Does have some fist swivel to him. Sadly, the arm the cannon can impede it if you have it like so. It can't impede the elbow, but you can actually just rotate it around just a little bit, and you can bend it that way. Though I moved that panel further down when I shouldn't have. We can plug this back up, and you can still bend the elbow. But he also has a swivel here in the waist, though it is kind of impeded with the treads in the back, which you can get around that by raising them up and doing like that, basically. Actually, on the Armada one, I think that's the way you're supposed to have them is like that, but I don't have the Armada molds yet, so I kind of dig it this way with him on his back. Gives it a little bit of backpack, but it still looks pretty nice. He does have the ratchets here in the legs and the hips to do this, even though these panels, the panels do, raise up on the side here to give you some clearance, but it doesn't have it in the front. He does have the knee, and he has just a little bit basically from the transformation for his foot as well, which I put that off. But that's all good. Straighten it back up. You can once again will combine his gun back together and give it to his other hand, just to give him a gun in that hand. Now, one thing I've seen that some people have done on his fusion cannon, that's the only bad thing, is that the way this is ratcheted in, you can't get no real swivel to it. It is kind of long on his arm, but I have seen people who have turned it this way and given it that G1-esque look to it, because the way the end of it is here, which it does kind of like a regular fusion cannon, which this isn't bad either. I might actually keep it more like this just to do it for now. But all in all, he's still a really cool figure. I do highly suggest picking this guy up. I mean, he is awesome. Now, we're going to do a quick size comparison with other figures. Here is Optimus Prime from the Combiner Wars. Not as big because he's, you know, basically a Voyager compared to a leader class. But he does scale really well. Which we're going to slide this Prime out and bring this other Prime in. You're the Horse Prime. He does scale really well with You're the Horse MP10 repaint. So he could basically be your masterpiece Megatron if you want him to be. A couple others we're going to bring in. That's just for another leader class comparison. Here's Generations Jetfire. Leader Jetfire. So he does stand a little bit taller. You know, the backpacks and all kind of outweigh him, but still not too bad and all. And since we are doing Combiner Wars, let's go ahead and move Prime out of the way here and bring in a Combiner just to show the leader class size comparison. There's Superion next to him. Not bad at all. I mean, size-wise and everything-wise, he is still really good comparison. And once again, like I said, I do highly recommend picking up this Megatron. I do highly recommend you picking up and reading the More Than Meets the Eye books and the RID books, or formerly known as RID, I should say, because they are a great series of books to read by IDW. But before I sign out, let's do the usual pleasantries at the end here. Please like, share, and comment below. Let me know what you think of this video. Also, you know, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm at 105 subscribers now. That's not bad at all. I'd love to reach more, but it's your choice on to whether you subscribe or not. I'd rather you did, but who knows. Next, you know, check out tfselect.com. They're a great, you know, website to check for any Transformer parts or figures that you're looking for. I'll post a link to them. Also, check out the Transmissions podcast. Great group of guys. I listen to them all the time. Definitely worth listening to. But enough of that, guys. This is Don saying thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.